we do have people coming in that want to work with us. And what's wild in the world that we live in is no matter who is coming to you, you always have to be like, why? Why do you want to work with me? What are you looking to get from it? Because are you looking to get the same thing that I am? And a lot of times the answer is no, because people come in and they want, but they don't want to give anything. And that is what made me reach out to Dax. And I was like, I want to talk about this. Is this a normal situation? To be a partner, it takes two people.
This is the Built Happily podcast, where we dive into building apps, companies, and relationships in the HubSpot ecosystem.
As HubSpot grows, so does the opportunity, and we put you in the room with the people making it all happen.
Today's episode of the Built Happily podcast, we're talking humans and partnerships with Rachel Sullivan of RevOnyx.
Rachel, who's starting a new role as head of partnerships at RevOnyx, tells us the story of their humble beginnings, what she looks for in creating great partnerships, and her overall philosophy on how things should go when you're building these partnerships. All that and more on this episode of the Built Happily podcast. What's up, Rachel? How you doing?
Rachel, look. Well, let's take this from the top. This is how this is going to work. Now, Rachel Sullivan, you got a past. You've been all around that SaaS, from here, there, everywhere. You're doing partnerships. Tell me what you're doing right now, and what makes you excited about what you're doing right now.
So I am the head of revenue operations at RevOnyx. I have been there, it'll be 2 years in October, which is crazy to think about because it feels like it was just the beginning. And I've been the head of revenue operations for a little bit over a year now. I'm going to be transferring into a very exciting new role, managing all of our partnerships and internal processes, which I am so excited about. I obviously love our clients. I love what we do. I love building really cool stuff for everyone. However, people are what drive me. Helping people, working with people, all of that aspect is really like what gets me going at the end of the day. So I'm excited to not be as in the weeds building automation as I am out there helping other people grow their businesses and help us grow ours.
And Max, let me tell you this little side story of why I got Rachel on this game. I'm doing
Listen, I know why we have Rachel. Me and Rachel have been buddies for a long time. It is not a surprise to me, but I'd love to hear your justification, sir.
My justification is that I just like you are going on a pro-human stance really heavily. And with what we're doing with events, what we're doing with connections, and what we're doing with partnerships. You can't automate your way to partnerships. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't have partnerships be this innate workflow that sends out a request to be a partner. Like, no, there has to be a relationship. And
I feel like we've tried that a lot.
Yeah, right. Well, it doesn't
Everyone
work.
has.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't work. And it shouldn't work. Like, shame on us. Like,
true.
Like, come on. The concept, though, is that, Rachel, you've been working with partnerships and you have a lot of experience with a lot of SaaS products. And from your Zohos, of your Chili Pipers, your Deal Hubs, all the different SaaS products that kind of come into the CRM space, Salesforce, you probably touch Lightning a little bit. Like, when you look at partnerships across all these SaaS things, what kind of sticks to your mind about what makes a partnership correct?
Oof, I have touched Lightning a little bit. I am Salesforce and HubSpot certified amongst a whole bunch of other things. In my mind, what makes the partnership stick is really that human connection. And what you were just talking about, Dax, I just wrote a LinkedIn post on this last week. I sent a connection, or someone sent me a connection request, and every time that happens, I will send like a handwritten message back. And someone just replied to me and said, "Hey, is this AI?" And I was like,
Ooh.
Stings.
Nope. I was like, actually, hi, it's me, Rachel Sullivan. Nice to meet you. But I was like, what does that say about what's going on right now? Like,
Yeah.
You can't trust who's on the other side, which is the opposite of what I believe in. I got to where I am by believing in people. This sounds so silly, but like I still write handwritten thank you cards and I mail them, like for business and personally. I do all of the things. It just, you have to have that personal connection. And I think it all just really ties back to this. May seem silly, but I live my life by the Maya Angelou quote. when she said, people will forget what you said or what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And I feel like if you do that in every aspect of your life, but especially in partnerships, there's no way that you don't succeed.
Yeah, I feel you on the LinkedIn message thing. I just had my 37th birthday on Monday, and when I go and look at my all right,
You made it around the earth.
Listen,
Again.
I did. The funniest, I think, weirdest like phenomenon is like I'll go into my LinkedIn DMs and it'll just be like a string of formatted exactly the same way. The word wishing you a happy birthday, same capitalization, same punctuation, same exact letters, same everything from like a bunch of people. And then I'll go and like look at the DMs from these people I have never talked to in my life. And then I'll just scroll and all their DMs are just them wishing me a happy birthday on the same exact thing. And I'm like, this person doesn't know who I am. What are they trying to accomplish here? Is this just an AI saying happy birthday to people? I don't know, but it is such a disingenuous, like weird experience, and I absolutely hate it. But I feel like that's like where our brain's at now.
Yeah, as we've connected via Happily and RevOnyx, it's a partnership that's two ways. Tell me a little bit about what you like to do to go the extra mile to provide a two-way street and foster a two-way street with partnerships, because everybody and their mom is trying to, we know everybody's initial intent. People are human. Humans are selfish. We want to help ourselves get money, power, fame, whatever you want, right? But how do you try to go above and beyond to make sure that that's reversed when you're dealing with partnerships with RevOnyx?
So in order to do that, I'm a little bit, I would say, different than other people in the way I approach it. And I did this when I had clients too. So I've carried this on. Whenever I had a new client, I would set up a call with them and I'd ask them for a coffee chat. And the only rule was we couldn't talk shop. I don't want to hear about your business. I don't care. We just signed your deal. I don't want to hear the words RevOnyx or your company. I want to know about you. I want you to tell me what's going on with you. What are you into? Because that way they get to know you as a person and not just someone here to collect a check from you, because that's not who we are. So taking that mindset into partnerships, I do the same thing. We have partner calls, and like Dax, Max, you both know, the first question I'm asking is, I'm like, hey, how are you guys doing? And I want to know. I want to know how you're doing. I have notes on the side, writing people's kids' names, when their birthdays are, sending cards via email. I'm like, hey, I know it's your daughter's birthday today. Congratulations. All the things. And it's just being human.
It's so funny when you hearing you say that and then thinking back and going, yeah, we really, every time I've talked to Rachel, we really have only talked about work stuff about 50% of the time.
Yeah, it's a very light.
And it all makes sense now. Rachel, I want to kind of hear, we want to hear the story and the evolution here, right? So RevOnyx, the way that we, actually, Dax, do you even know how me and Rachel like met to begin with? Oh, brother. Okay. So, you know, Tony from across the pond. Tony, I forget exactly what his agency's called.
Downing.
Yeah, Tony Downing. Yep. Wow, wait, now it's gonna kill me. Is it really Real Inbound? Real Inbound.
Yes,
right?
But I think they just changed names.
What they changed it to?
Let me check it's right here. They switched to
Rachel knows.
Converge.
Okay, that makes sense. So Tony invited me to go debate HubSpot versus Salesforce with Jeremy, his Rachel's business partner.
Yeah.
And Aki.
Oh, this was that debate back in the day. It was supposed to
I'm just gonna go online. I cooked. I think I cooked on that debate. I mean, it was we had a great time, and we ended up becoming buddies, right? And then that's how I met Rachel, because we were talking through, like, I forget what it was. We were first chatting through stuff. Was it? I don't even think it was happily related. I think we were just like talking through some HubSpot this stuff. We were having a conversation around that customer that actually goes to a bunch of trade shows and had a bunch of deals and companies, and they wanted to tie it together to trade shows or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. So it was through this whole debate. But you guys, y'all were very much a Salesforce shop, and it sounds like you still are, but you've been
you've been entering this wonderful world of HubSpot now over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Talk to us about like how RevOnyx got started and like kind of what the early days looked like before you kind of scooched into HubSpot land.
To be honest, Max, we've been in HubSpot land for some time now, honestly, since the beginning. Yeah, because a lot of customers use Salesforce and HubSpot. So something that we really pride ourselves on is the fact that our team is certified in Salesforce and HubSpot, and we do a ton of migrations to and from, because you really have to understand each system deeply in order to do that. And the amount of business that comes in that we get that's just butchered because someone was like, yeah, I know Salesforce. I know HubSpot. I can do that for you. And then someone comes in and I have to look at their busted system and be like, can someone get sued for this? Because they should. Yeah. This should be illegal. Like, it's horrible.
This is bad.
It's so bad. It's so bad. I need an orange flag.
Is it just you and Jeremy when you guys started? What were the humble beginnings like?
The humble beginnings it was Jeremy at the very beginning, and I was helping him fractionally, just here and there when he needed help. I've always loved Jeremy. We've been coworkers in the past. He's been my mentor, friends. Now he's my boss. He's all the things. So it was just him, and I would come in and I would help. And then it got to a point where he needed me more than that, and I came on part-time fractionally. And then I came on full-time fractionally. And then I was our first W-2 employee. So it was Jeremy and I ourselves for a very, very long time. And it's funny, I was speaking to one of our partners a few weeks ago, and they were asking what our headcount was now. And for the first time, I had to stop, and I was like, I would have to look. I honestly can't tell you, because usually I'm like, yep, it's this. But we're growing so rapidly now, which is so amazing. I was like, I can't tell you right now, which is great.
That's awesome. And so like when you guys were getting started, was it mostly like you were taking on consulting work? Were you doing HubSpot onboardings? Was it like what were you sort of like going after in terms of like the types of projects you guys like to do and things like that?
We were taking on mostly clients who their HubSpot or their Salesforce instance was a mess. That's usually what we get. We are
cleanup crew, fix it, make it right again, make us whole.
I have a fire hose in my hand 24/7, spraying on everyone. So that's usually what we get, and that's what it was from the beginning. And a lot of our business in the beginning and still comes from Slack communities, which sounds silly, but just Jeremy and I as people, if we see someone asking a question in a Slack community and we know an answer, we'll stop and answer it. It doesn't matter that they're not paying us. It matters because I have an answer that I could take 2 seconds out of my day and share. And people remember that. And we actually have clients. We have one client now, which is really funny, who Jeremy and I had done that independently with. And then she signed with us and was like, hey, just so you know, you both helped me in different situations and we had no idea.
Really?
Yeah. And we had both taken time out of our days. And I was like, yeah, let me help you with this flow. It's no problem. And so had he. And the rest was history.
So were you guys like very much intentionally seeking out like that kind of work where it's like, we want to find people who have tried to do it, failed at doing it, it's broken, we need to fix it? Or like, were you guys ever like interested in doing net new onboardings and things like that too as well? Like, is there a intention to seek out that type of work where it's like we're fixing a broken system?
There's definitely an intention to do that type of work. However, the odds are not in your favor there. Unless you are a top tier Salesforce partnership, or same with HubSpot. So the most of what you find, unfortunately, is people's systems that they've been done wrong and they don't trust. And it's kind of like they're getting out of a broken relationship and trying to like repair that with them. And Dax, I know you're laughing, but I swear it's like they come in with trauma. They come in with trust issues. And I'm like, I promise I'm not going to leave it looking like this. Like,
that is the biggest thing with people that provide services, right? Like if anybody takes anything back from this episode, aside from that nugget of make your first call a personal call, but when you're doing services for people, expect trauma, expect baggage, expect them to be hurt. Most people come from a damaged place, right? And that's that's where change happens, right? Like the cocoon turning into the butterfly, right? Like you have to be damaged, you have to break free. And when people have come to me personally for consulting, or people coming over to any of our apps, they're like, we got burned by this vendor. Are you going to burn us? Yes or no?
Mhm.
Like that is the thing that people have to understand, and why we always, like, you talk about it from a person like, hey, I'm going to let you know if I can help you. If I can't, I'm going to tell you today. If I can, I'm going to hold through, and I'm going to do whatever I can so that you're not burdened again. And one of our culture like pieces at Happily is love is the currency, right? If you
Yeah.
use our app or not does not matter. When you walk in the door or out the door, do you love us? Yes or no? And if you
Yeah.
walk out the door and you love us, then we succeeded. Like, and you're, hey, we changed this, we did this, whatever. So that, it just makes me giggle of all the hey, I'm going to do this. I have this service, I have the solution for you. You came to me, but you're like, but I need like, do you have the animals? Because I need to hold one to make sure that you're going to keep everything safe. All of that is just so true when I would say dealing with people, but when you're nurturing a new relationship, right? Because once you're in the relationship, once you've connected and they understand and like where people are coming from, where they're going, what they want, then you're going to really be able to actually provide that comfort, because we're all seeking
Mhm.
comfort and we all want to do the least amount of things possible to achieve that comfort. So you just hit a trigger for me.
And Dax, I mean, that's exactly how we got into this conversation. When we talked last week, exactly that. You and I were talking about partnerships, and you were just fully transparent with me around the details, because so many times you talk to partners and they're not transparent. So I'm asking, and Max, I was asking Dax, like, okay, like how long do your typical implementations take, X, Y, and Z, just all of the actual like nitty gritty details that partners don't usually tell you right away. They leave them
Mhm.
hidden. So then, you're like, okay, we're entering this partnership. It's going to be great. Everything's awesome. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, here's this 35-hour training course I need you to do by Tuesday. Here is all of these things. Here is your
I know who you're
1%
talking about.
back. And Dax didn't do that. And I stopped and I thanked him. And then I stopped myself and I was like, why did I just thank you for that? Because that's how it should be. You should just tell me that. And I think that's what's broken about like partnerships these days, is that
Yeah.
transparency isn't there.
Yeah. I want to like, so you're moving into this role now, or you already, you've either transitioned or been transitioning into this new role where you're leading partnerships over there, right? So like you guys have built this successful services company, right? At some point, y'all started doing other partnerships. Now, like let's take HubSpot and Salesforce and let's like kind of move that out to the side for a second, because it's like you guys are building a consultancy around that. Like obviously you guys are have relationships with those companies, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then all the other little third parties out there that are trying to sell shit on top of that, right? Start grabbing at your attention and want to start working with folks like you and things like that, right? Where did, like, can you tell us sort of like, and you don't got to name names, you can name names if you want to, it doesn't really matter. What was like that first sort of partnership type deal with like another SaaS company or relationship or whatever it was outside of like the HubSpot and Salesforce type thing that you guys started doing? And was there anything interesting about that, or did it go well? Did it not go so well? Did you guys learn anything from it? Tell us about it.
It's been so long. I don't know if I can remember the very, very first one.
What was the first like successful one, I guess?
So the very first successful one is the first one that I brought on myself, which I was very proud of. And that was with Chili Piper. I had worked with them for a very long time with multiple agencies doing different
Mhm.
configurations for clients. And I'm the sort of person where I always want to know more, right? So we were doing an implementation for someone way back in the day and nothing was making sense. And I was like, I need an engineer on the phone. Will someone talk to me and actually show me what's going on? So I got in
Yeah.
touch with someone there who was one of their, I want to say like very first engineers, was there from the very beginning, still works there, super amazing guy. And he would literally call my cell phone because my number was in my email signature. And when there was an issue, he would look and he didn't care what time it was. He would call my cell phone and be like, hey, I found this issue. I fixed it. Let's do this. And I was like, that's amazing. Like, that's the kind of
Mhm.
people I want to work with. And so when I got to this position and I had control over those things, I was like, I want to work with Chili Piper because of the customer service I got and the way that they treated me. And we have been partners with them for quite some time now, and they are really amazing about the whole give and take. Really just great, there for whatever you need and there for our clients as well, which is at the end of the day what we're looking for, because we everyone looks for partnerships obviously for some sort of profit. However, you have to think about the fact that like we're looking for partnerships for our clients. I want to find partners that best help my clients, which is how we found you guys. We found you guys when we were purchasing Associate for a client, and it all went from there way back in the day.
The goat.
That's what it was originally. That's right, because we were trying to do the matching of the deals to the events and the companies and all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah.
I mean, if it was Associate, you didn't try. It was successful.
It was successful. I hope
for sure.
I hope it's going to be
That's
embarrassing
a good one.
if it wasn't.
So, Rachel, I got a question for you. I want to talk a little bit about software as a whole. Like you've been Salesforce, obviously HubSpot, all these other ancillary SaaS that are like point solutions, like a Chili Piper, your Deal Hubs, and PandaDocs, and all of that. And Zoho as well, right? So I want to understand kind of what got you into the software space, because you got you've scratched a lot of itches in a lot of different places. So how did the software come into the game?
Oh, Dax, how much time do you have?
Got about 15 minutes.
A half hour.
Yeah, 15 minutes to a half hour. Go.
So I feel like if you ask anyone in RevOps, how did you get there? Everyone's got a wild story, because no one graduates and they're like, yeah, I have a degree in RevOps. I'm going to go put out fires on the daily. This just doesn't that's not what happens. I graduated with degrees in economics and finance, and I went into auditing out of college. I lost my job.
One of those that hate those. You should have lost your job. Auditors get got here.
Honestly, first of all, don't. I'll come for your books, Dax. Don't.
Yeah,
I know
that's
why
us, dude. Chill the
people
fuck
only
out.
put up
That's
walls
what
when
makes
they
me
have
so
something
good
to
at my
hide.
job, though, because when I'm in someone's Salesforce org and I'm just like doing an audit and I'm like, your finances don't look right, just point it out. I'm not here to look at it, but like, just maybe you should check that out there. I'll let you know for free. I lost my job during COVID because I can't audit someone if I can't be in the building to audit them. So I went back into sales. I have a very, very strong sales background. I was nationally ranked a dozen or so times. And then I went on to do sales for an equipment finance company. The funniest thing, kind of funny, haha, now it's funny, happened where I was in this direct lending department, and on the same day, my senior associate and my director quit. And I was the last one in the department. And I was still on probation from working there less than 90 days. And in a day, I was at the bottom of the totem pole to reporting to the CEO and running the department because someone had to. And so I had this, yeah. So now I have this plush corner office with no one there. And you just see me shrimp style like this, hunched over my computer with my door closed, with all my lights off for 2 weeks because they use Zoho. And I was like looking at it and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like I hadn't used a CRM before, but I was like, something's not right here. And I spent 2 weeks on YouTube figuring out how to fix the Zoho. I got it fixed. And after I finished it, I was like, why am I still in sales? Like, that wasn't exciting. This was exhilarating. I just finished and I fixed an entire system by watching YouTube videos for 2 weeks. And I did.
It's the gateway drug. Yeah.
It was the gateway drug. I swear. It's like Spider-Man. It bit me and like the rest is history. I went on from there and I was like, okay, like this is cool. I can use this elsewhere, but like software is for me. So then I went on to get my Salesforce admin cert and my HubSpot cert and a whole bunch of other ones, but that was it for me. I found the love and I just never looked back.
The 2-week Zoho YouTube bender that started it all. I love it.
When you started, the God came into you, right? Like I don't get mega religious, but I'll stay spiritual. We are all here to create. And when you start to unlock your ability to be like, it was in my brain and now it's in this universe and now people are benefiting from it. It was all like a thought. That is what we're here for. We're here to create. And when you start to get that itch and to create, Max, what we were just talking about, you're about to create some mods with your daughter and learn how to do some coding whiz for Minecraft and things. All
Yeah.
of that creation is what is magic, right? That to
Yeah.
me, and why people are in SaaS, and why HubSpot is so fun, and why Salesforce can be fun, and all of these things, right? Just, I have an idea, I have a thought, I have a vision, I have a solution, and implementing it, or even better, like you said, Rachel, even better, I have no idea, I have a problem. And now with the wealth of information and how easy it is to get information now, I could get it, I could implement it, I could solve it, and what wasn't now is, and that I believe is like completely magical. Is why I'm here every day. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's when you first get that, especially with something so instantaneous, right? You get the gratification where you're like, I'm by myself, I have to fix this, and you fixed it, and it will instant. You instantly feel good. People are like, hey, that thing that was broken is now not broken.
Yeah,
1 +
and
2 again, it's great.
exactly. And for me, it's the fixing things, but again, like it always for me ties back to the helping people. I was like, do you know how much more we can sell like this? Why who set this up? Like we had all these fields, nothing was working, stages weren't, like nothing was correct. It was completely backwards. And I was like, guys, look, bam, 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 like that's it. The deal's just done. And it's always been that for me. Like if I can help someone by doing whatever it is I can do to help them, whether it be with a partnership, with an automation, with anything, that's what I'm here for. That's what lights me up.
Speaking of creating, I want to talk about your process for creating partnerships that are beneficial for RevOnyx and your customers and things like that. So like how do you play it, right, in your new role? Is it there are companies that want to partner with us left and right, so it's about like putting up the necessary systems to catch those, evaluate them, figure it out, see if it's beneficial? Or is it more of a situation that like you are going out trying to find the partnerships that are right for what you guys need? How do you decide when you need to form a partnership, stuff like that? Like what's your typical sort of like motion in this new role and how you go about it?
So I would say there's probably two different paths I go down, because some partners, I'm sure you guys do this too. There are some partners you have that you're probably never going to co-collaborate with. You're never going to do anything together like that. However, if I can partner with someone to get my client a deal, I'm going to do it every day of the week. If I can become a partner with them, especially for me, then I can, when you become a partner, you get more resources. If I can use that to help my client and get them a percentage off because we became partners, I'm going to do it every day of the week just to help them out. So we have those partners that we use, where we get like an affiliate link, something like that. And then I have this other bucket in my mind of partners where it's more, I recently built all of this out into this spreadsheet where I was tiering, and I was like tiering like tier 1, 2, and 3 partners that we have, and like what puts them in each bucket. And it's just a lot of, we do have people coming in that want to work with us. And what's wild in the world that we live in is no matter who is coming to you, you always have to be like, why do you want to work with me? What are you looking to get from it? Because are you looking to get the same thing that I am? And a lot of times the answer is no, because people come in and they want, but they don't want to give anything. And that is what made me reach out to Dax. And I was like, I want to talk about this. Is this a normal situation? Like the one-sided partnerships, I'm just not here for. Like to be a partner, it takes 2 people. So now.
All right. Yep. Okay. I want to pull that thread. What sort of one-sided partnership should companies be avoiding that you hate that they do? Give us some specifics.
Oh my Lord. Whew. So my favorite is when we'll send someone over a deal, because again, like my client needs, say it's you guys, say it's you.
Yeah.
So they need event happily. I'm going to send you the deal, not because, again, I mean, there's monetary value for us, but that's not why I'm sending it to you. I'm sending it to you because my client needs it. It's going to make them better. I send you another deal, same thing. I send you another deal, same thing. I send you something else. Now I'm here. I've sent something over 4 times. Nothing on our end has been reciprocated. Nothing at all. Silence. And
Yes.
there's just no give and take. And that is
Mhm.
something that we have had to be very, very conscious about as we're growing our partnerships, because that, I feel, is what happens with most partnerships unless you really, really keep a handle on them. And even if you do, there are some partners that just, that's it. They're there to take from you. And if you don't pay attention, you're going to pour till your cup's empty. And then guess what? You have nothing left and you receive nothing from that. So it's
Mhm.
really just about making sure that you have return on value for that partnership. It doesn't have to just be money. We're
Yeah.
not talking, we don't have to talk about just cash. It can be anything. It can be a warm intro that doesn't
Mhm.
have to turn into a deal. It can be a social post. It can be co-branding. It can be a webinar, getting everyone's name out there. But you need to have something. And that's the thing that I really can't stand is, okay, well, I'm going to use my efforts and give you guys these things, send you guys over these clients, and then you just forget that we exist afterwards.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, when you have, it's a problem for people that love to give, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the other problem is also when, let's say like a challenge, is when people that love to give don't accept
Mhm.
because they're, oh, I don't need it. Max, I'm good, man. I got water. No, we don't need, you guys gonna give us extra coupon codes. We're okay. We'll pay full price, right? The
Yeah.
challenge with that is when you're such a giver, like you seem to be. Well, I mean, I know you are. You have a challenge accepting. And people have a challenge accepting stuff because they don't want to inconvenience others. They don't want to feel like they're taking, right? I'm sure all of us have been in a position where we feel like it's one-sided but the other way, and you don't want to feel that way. But what I always tell people is that if you don't accept, you're not open to accepting, you're not letting people give. You're not letting the
Mhm.
givers do what they want to do. Even though you feel like you're doing them a favor, you're actually not allowing them to show that love and not allowing them to share that. And that's what reciprocates the flywheel of all of the people that aren't just looking for receiving. Because if we say you see somebody, you smell someone that's just trying to receive in a partnership, like you got to get out of that. That's not a partnership. That's a charity of sorts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Succubus. It's something that's pulling from you.
You must.
It's not good. It's just like
Absolutely.
trying to take your
Yeah.
energy, right? Like you don't want anybody taking your energy. And when we have only so much time during the day, so much time on this rock, like you want to be able to give and give and receive. Because it is better to give than to receive. But if there's no one receiving, there's no one to give. And I mean, I've seen with partnerships as well. They're like, hey, I'm gonna try to do all this stuff for you. And
Mhm.
then I reach out, just checking in, and it's crickets.
Yeah. I
Rachel and the team have left the Slack. And you're like, wait a minute, where'd you guys go? I thought we were trying to do something. Those type of
yeah.
scenarios, it's not
Yeah.
good, especially in SaaS, because we all know that in SaaS, in almost anything, like forget SaaS, in anything, you're trying to, the more people you have in your network, the more electrons you have going around your nucleus, you're going to be stronger, you're going to get bigger, right? It's a community effort. It's a big thing. Like you could be big, enjoying the energy from others. So everyone's going to try to work alongside, but it's about, like you said, why? What do you want? What do you want to offer? Why would you want to offer it? Like you could do nothing. You can give me nothing and we can go on. So really get into the root. And I think the root, to tie it back to your first personal call, like you can get to the root really quickly of like why you're doing that. Why is the person even working at that company? Like, are they just there? Are they trying to leave the company? And that's not going to be a partnership. So all those things, those things that you have to do, you have to kind of sniff out intention, right? Because if there is good intent, then a path can be forged. But if there's no intent, or it's we just know you guys got a lot of leads and we're trying to get some leads. I need another lead source. I need to level out my partner lead source for all my attribution. I got to get that. It's got those numbers up. Like that's not going to work out for people well.
No. And I think a big part of it is also for me at least that I found being in RevOps for so long, there's a community for everything. Everything. The amount of Slack communities I'm in is insane. Because you ask a question, there's always someone there who knows more than you, who's willing to help out. We learn from each other. It's just how it works. And when I went into partnerships, I was like, okay, I'm going to look for resources, best partnership communities, best things to read, and I found a whole whopping nothing. There was like one or two things I found and that was it. And I was like, okay. this is odd. I'm like, is this just some sort of like dark back room type situation where everyone has this knowledge that they're just not sharing? Like, what is going on? So when I talked to you last week, I was vulnerable and I asked, I was like, what are you guys doing? Do you have any resources that I could use to look at things differently? Because again, if we don't share these things with each other, then no one's ever going to learn or be better. And I feel like the entire community of partnerships as a whole could be better about that. Because again, right now, there's not much at all to offer.
HubSpot ends up being one of the better places to foster things like this, especially with the upcoming inbound. That's when you get to see the people and understand the people. It's, again, the same people. It's a small world over here, a small world, but a big world at the same time. So again, when we think of these partnerships and understanding what is, to tie a bow and everything, is that partnerships are real, partnerships are necessary, and you just have to understand the people behind it. You have to understand the people, because you can't automate your way to success. You can't do a numbers game either. You cannot just be like, I'm gonna get 1 million partners and hopefully 10% of them, like, this isn't cold calling, right? You have to be able to identify the people that really care, the people that you enjoy spending 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes on the phone with, going through things that they're not going to make you want to hang up the phone and be like, I'm gonna go. You know, that type of thing. You have to be a good person. You have to really speak and be vulnerable and be open and be transparent and just try to do the damn thing. Like, that's just how partnerships work. And I feel like with the onset of all this automation, you're never going to be able to automate partnerships. You're never going to be able to do it as a numbers game. You're never going to be able to spray and pray. It has to be connections that are forged over time with intentions that are always open to both ways. And that's how partnerships are. That's probably why it's hard and why not everybody can do it, because it's not something you can do as a 1-person, 2-person shop trying to get into big partnerships. No, because they want to know, you want to have to spend time on them. You can't just set them free and daycare all day. You can't do it.
Rachel, what does this like next year look like for you in this new role? What do you, I guess, like, have you laid out sort of like a mission for yourself or any like specific goals around building your partnerships with RevOnyx that like you're trying to hit? Like, how are you framing this all out?
So it's a little bit different right now because I just got back from being out on medical leave for 2.5 weeks. And so this was starting when we got back. And I have been informally managing partnerships for the past like 6 months, but now I'm formally doing it. So it comes with all the other things. So
Because you're a yob. Yes.
yes.
Yabbing.
So in the beginning, it's looking a little bit different. Like right now, I'm looking at quotas for like the quarter, right? Like, what do I want to see quarterly first? Because this is the first quarter that I am doing it full time. So, you know, I have numbers for this quarter that I want to hit to see, are they realistic? Am I being too hard, which usually is the case, because I'm always like, the bar is 130%, even though you can only really reach like 90, but we're still going to go for it. So we're going to see if that's realistic, and I want to see what happens this quarter. And then after that, I want to plan for the whole year, because, and it's crazy to say, because again, I'll have been here 2 years in October and it's already changed so much. So I can't even imagine what the company's going to be like next year. But with all the partnership stuff that we're working on, I can't imagine what it's going to look like. And I would love to see a place where we have more partnerships like you guys, where we're just willing to work together and collaborate and help people and just do cool shit.
Are you like thinking of like what sort of like metrics that like you want to track in the partnership space? Is it like number of partnerships created or number of deals sourced from partners or XYZ? Like what sort of like numbers, like when you talk about the numbers, like what kind of metrics are you kind of holding yourself accountable to?
So there's a few different ones. So again, I'm a spreadsheet nerd because economics and finance, it's fine. So right now I'm looking at warm intros. Even if it doesn't turn out to be a deal. I don't care if you guys send me someone and you're like, yeah, this could be something. It turns out not to be. That's still a good connection. A warm
like
introduction.
Raw at bats,
huge.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly. That's huge. That I'm looking at webinars and podcasts. I have a goal for how many I want us to do each quarter in order to be getting ourselves out there. Social posts and co-branding events with our partners. I have some goals for inbound referral revenue and outbound referral revenue, just to make sure we're hitting that too. But again, it all just ties into the fact that it's not all about the money. Money isn't the only thing, because getting your name out there may not, doing a webinar like this and someone seeing it may not lead to someone saying, hey, here's 10 grand, fix my system. But it may lead to getting more recognition for the company and getting people aware of us. So really it's just any sort of exchange like that. But those are the ones that I'm tracking right now that I'm looking to hit by end of quarter.
What sort of like nerdy RevOps have you set up for yourself in your, I don't know if your CRM is more in Salesforce or HubSpot these days, but what sort of like little systems have you built internally to like track partner stuff more? Have you done anything yet?
Onboarding too, yes, Dax. I'm actually in the middle of building out. So we use HubSpot as our CRM. However, I am actually not managing our partnerships in HubSpot right now, just because of how we're still just listen here, pal. Just because of how we're building everything out and because it's still new, right? Like I don't want to implement these systems in HubSpot if it's not how I want to do it.
She still got a straw man.
Rachel, the amount of relics that we have in our in our HubSpot CRM of old partner things we've tried to build that we don't use anymore is substantial. If you stepped into our portal, you would have a heart attack.
Next time we chat, brutal. I'm gonna want to see that. Yes.
Let's get Rachel on a full audit of the Hapily portal.
Oh man. Come up for air after.
Yeah. Please. Oh, you're gonna want to quit. You're gonna retire after.
Just so everybody knows, we may be dope at building Hapily and building dope apps, but just like everybody else, the laundry be dirty. There's laundry on the floor.
Yeah, it's bad. It's it's just we're putting so much into other people. We just don't have enough time for ourselves.
The carpenter's house is never finished.
Yeah,
it works.
The carpenter's house is never finished. Yeah, Happily HubSpot's a fucking mess. Anyway,
oh my God.
Sorry, Rich. Go ahead.
Okay, first, before I even finish my thought, Dax, we are friends, Dax and Max. Just ask a gal to help you out, man. Let me help you clean your house. For the love of, it's like when you walk into someone's house and you're like, let me help you. Like when your mom comes over and she's like, I see there's some, let me just take care of those dishes and your laundry and whatever else is here. Just let me help a guy out.
This one might have you take one look and say, no, I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out. We're good.
I'm pretty sure I've seen the worst I could possibly see. And if it is worse than I've seen, I will give you guys a Dunkin' gift card. Because that would be something wild.
Yeah.
But right now I am managing our stuff in ClickUp. So I am a huge ClickUp nerd as I stare at my ClickUp socks over on my bookshelf. And that's what we use for our internal project management. We use it with all of our clients. I love it. I built it out from scratch when we decided on it. And I'm managing our partnerships in there right now because it's a lot easier to change paces, to change things around. And I'm also using a spreadsheet right now that I'm working to build into ClickUp. I started with the spreadsheet and I built out the spreadsheet so nerdy, it's not even funny. When I showed Jeremy the first time, I was like, you can't laugh at it. But I have tabs for partners that lists every partner we have, the status, if we have a shared Slack channel, which CRM they're associated with, the tool type, their website, summaries on them. And then it goes into partner contacts, who each person is at any of these.
You got the dossier on all of them, huh?
The dossier.
Yes, everything.
The dossier.
Yep. I go into tiering. I have a revenue tracker, the quarterly metrics, all of that. And then right now in ClickUp, I'm housing all of our internal projects and also all of our active partner projects. So right now it's in 2 systems. It's going to be all going into ClickUp so I can manage everything in one spot, especially as we start growing. But yeah, I built some real nerdy stuff in there. Very nerdy, but you know what? The nerdier, the better, and the best results you get from it. So I'm just proud.
Do we get to know what our tier is, or is that a trade secret?
This is a trade secret. I don't think I've updated.
We gotta be at the basement. We just
the basement.
We're at that Charmander level. We gotta be at a Charmander level right now.
Charmander, dude, we're straight up Oh,
Oh my God.
Is our vibe score immaculate though?
Oh, dude, the vibes are immaculate.
You're so immaculate.
If I could score partnerships just based on vibes, I don't know if we work with anyone else ever again.
We'd have a much higher score.
That's so funny. Well, Rachel, we like to end everything off with a couple questions that we ask, unscripted, off the chain, kind of like the whole podcast that we do anyway. First question is, since Matt's brought up Charmander, favorite Pokemon?
Ooh.
She can't say I don't know any Pokemon. She can't say it.
She's about to say it.
About to hang up the phone. I'm about to hang up the phone.
She's about to say no. She doesn't know any
Hang up the
Pokemon.
phone.
Squirtle.
All right, fair.
That's the only one I know, though, to be fair.
That was what I was going to say. She had a follow-up.
I'm not going to lie. My husband has the cards in the basement, and I actively pick on him. And our nephew just turned 10, and all he wanted was Pokemon. And so I'm literally on Amazon, like, Pokemon gifts for 10-year-olds. And I'm buying all these things. And I'm like, Austin, which one's this? Which one's this? So
Squirtle is acceptable.
The look in your eyes was like, what's the other one?
Yeah, she's like the other one.
I was like, it's going to be rough, but well, Squirtle's
No, we
cute.
got an answer.
Squirtle is
Absolutely.
cute. No, Squirtle's actually a based answer.
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah,
Oh,
off jump, you get that's a choice. Second question. Worst food.
Oof.
Can't stand food. Don't want to see it. Don't get in the same room.
Don't tell me you haven't eaten food before.
Horseradish.
Oh yeah, terrible.
I would rather scoop my own eyeballs out with a melon bowler than go near horseradish. My father-in-law loves it. He buys all like the horseradish cheese, and I swear I will eat in the other room. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to know it exists. It's for the devil. Devil made horseradish.
No, that's true.
Wow.
That's really fair.
I'm on the. You hate me
You
for
like
that.
horseradish?
Horseradish, radish, wasabi,
Horseradish?
in the root family. All that is great. Anyway, not about me. It's about you. Good answer though. Number 3. Favorite color. I need 2 words. I can't get red. I need 2 words minimum of your favorite color to describe it.
I mean, it's not a standard color, but my favorite color is periwinkle.
Ooh,
That's 2 syllables.
it counts.
No, wait a minute. No, it's not.
It's more than 2.
Periwinkle.
You gotta clap, Max. Periwinkle.
Periwinkle.
It's 4 syllables.
Yeah.
Periwinkle is a great.
You could call it 2 words,
That
I
or
guess.
maroon. Those have always been my 2 favorites, but there's just something about a good periwinkle. It's just not too blue. It's not too purple. It's just perfect, just the way
periwinkle.
it is.
Yeah.
Hits every time.
Well, Rachel, we appreciate you having us. I'm sure we can find you. Where can they find you? Where are you at on the internet?
You can find me anywhere, Max and Dax. LinkedIn, our website, Slack, we're all the places. You can book a call with me right from my LinkedIn page. We are really everywhere, or we try to be. My email, you guys both have it. I'd be happy to share it as well, but you guys can find me anywhere, and especially on RevOnyx.io, which is our website, and just searching Rachel Sullivan, which is super easy on LinkedIn.
There the game is. Well, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it, and thanks for promoting the humanity and all of this mess that we got coming up. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Rachel.